Eventually, there was a court ruling to have the Electoral Commission collate and declare constituency results, about 6 of them, ordered by the High Court to proceed with the collation and subsequent declaration of the results of the just ended parliamentary elections in these 6 constituencies. We are getting some breaking news right now in this regard. And for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, that's why we delayed this topic a bit, because we're waiting for that information. We monitored that over 5,000 police officers have been deployed to the coalition center, the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission. 5,000 police officers we counted. And as we speak, there has been a declaration now, and this is some breaking news coming through right now, a declaration for the Obuasi East constituency. This is it. Right now, it took place just some 3 minutes ago. Take a look.
My name is Mesa Frederick.
Frederick.
Chief. Return officer for Obuasi East. After the collation on the 8th of this month, we were forced to declare the results. So the results were declared under arrest. And after meeting the committee and the consideration, we have come out with the correct results. And these are the results of the parliamentary results. There were 4 candidates, or there are 3 candidates. The candidate number 1 is Patrick Boachi Yadom. Number 2 is Samuel Abuaji. And then independent candidate, Ajay Usu Efriye. And these are the results.
Please, that Abuaji and Samuel,
Patrick Boachi Yadom is NPP. Samuel Abuaji, NDC. And then Ajay Usu Efriye, independent candidate. And these are their results. Patrick Abuaji got 18,000. Patrick Boachi Yadom got 18,558. Samuel Abuaji got 18.
That is the information coming through right now at the EC Greater Accra Regional Office. The man you saw there is the returning officer for the Obuasi East constituency. What we're learning is that just few minutes ago, the NPP candidate for Obuasi East, Patrick Boachi Yadom, has been declared as the MP-elect for Obuasi East. That is the breaking news coming through right now. And that is the information we're getting from our reporter there. That's Deborah Mensah at the Electoral Commission Greater Accra Regional Office, where the collation and declaration is taking place right now. We understand under heavy security. According to the returning officer, Patrick Boachi Yadom, 18,558. Samuel Abuaji of the NDC, 18,549. And Ajay Owusu, the independent candidate, 424. That is the information coming through right now. So there's a difference of 9 votes. 9 votes difference.
Oh, between the NPP and
9
NDC.
votes difference after the re-collation. Because bear in mind, Obuasi East had already been declared for the NDC candidate, Samuel Abuaji. But then there's some re-collation and re-declaration going on right now at the EC regional office. And this is just breaking news we're getting. This is information right now. Council. In fact, the NDC, let me put on record that the NDC are not present at this location. The NDC agents are not present there, but the exercise is ongoing. This is the information. We are monitoring because we understand there's some more activity going on at that location. Yeah.
Okay, so as you rightly pointed out, the NDC is not present. Madame J. Mensah and her lawless Electoral Commission can continue with what they are doing.
Oh.
Madame J. Mensah has this idea that she's above the laws of this country. And why do I say so? Like you just heard, the same person who is just talking. Guess what? This same person who is talking,
that is the returning officer.
the returning officer, had already signed. And you know the curious part? The pink sheet, or let me just use it colloquially, that was signed. Had the NPP candidate that had just been declared the winner appending his signature to it.
On the first declaration.
On the first declaration.
We have a video of that. Of that first declaration of
and you
Obuasi
see,
East.
if
While you look for what you're looking at,
this is
indicating that your candidate
our candidate
was the
won.
winner.
This is him. The declaration. He himself signed it. The same.
A bit disputable because I don't see
Oh,
his
hold
picture
on.
there. I don't see his picture also there.
But the declaration form does not contain
You are
picture.
showing this to us, and you said that.
Look,
he signed.
the same
It's
man,
possible that he
Frederick
did not
Mensah,
sign.
But yeah,
the returning officer, signed this on the 8th of December at 7:35 a.m. He himself signed. And the NPP candidate co-signed with him. He didn't even allow his agent to sign. No. He himself signed it, showing that the NDC candidate had won. You see, I thank God for one thing, that the presidential result and the gap was too big. If not, we possibly would have been collating presidential results in Burma camp. That was the game plan of the NPP and Madame Jane Mensah. But the numbers that came overwhelmed them. And so Bawumia had no other option than to concede. You see, Alfred again,
yes.
IGP Dampare is the one providing the security for Jane Mensah to proceed with this misconduct. Remember,
We understand it's a joint military police, 5,000 thereabout.
the chair of the election security task force is Dampare. I don't know of the military.
Yes.
That
It was an
the security task force has not been dissolved. Yesterday, after we went to court and the High Court decision came, we quickly approached the Supreme Court with a supervisory jurisdiction action. And thereupon, mounted an application to stay the execution. That application was duly served on the IGP. The officers within the IGP's office have confirmed.
Oh, was it heard?
Wait, have confirmed receipt of the application
I see.
to stay. The only thing they say is that they sought the opinion of the Attorney General, who advised them to go ahead.
Wow.
And I have asked them, did the Attorney General give this opinion in writing or verbal?
And what was the
They are
answer?
yet to answer.
They are yet to answer that.
Yes.
So on what basis are they proceeding?
Exactly. So, quite clearly, the IGP, Dr. Dampare, had decided to put up this, notwithstanding the service of these processes on him. What may be the reason? Why are you in a hurry? When there are court processes, in fact, the Chief Justice has said for election matters, they will even be heard on weekends and what have you.
Yeah.
So why can't you just wait for these processes that have been filed in our various courts to be logically determined? Then you can proceed to do whatever you are doing. Obviously, the outcome appears, they already know what they are doing. But I can say that we will continue with all the legal processes. These things are not cast in in stone.
I thought you had filed for a stay of execution
Yes,
for this exercise.
yes,
So why is it going on?
exactly. That is what I'm saying that.
Filed,
Oh,
not
please.
head.
Oh, but you know, the filing of a stay is a very serious process. When you file for a stay
But just
of
opposing that
no,
with
hold
the
on,
consequential orders.
Please.
That has been given by a
Please,
court.
please.
Which one do you think?
No, but what are you? You are staying those consequential orders.
But
That's the
that has
essence
not
of the
been heard.
application.
Anyway.
And now the service on it on you, if you go ahead to do it, it's as though you have decided to what. And the police themselves recognize that. So according to them, they sought the views or the opinion of the Attorney General. And that it was the Attorney General who advised them to proceed.
To go ahead with it.
We are going to do a right of information action. We would want to seek the written opinion of the Attorney General that advised them that in the face of an application for stay of execution, the #1 law enforcement officer of this country still advised them to go ahead to do that. We'll take it up and we'll take it up from there. What we should all know is that this country operates on the basis of rule of law. What the exercise that just happened portends chaos for our democracy.
In fact, you will say the exercise that is ongoing, because
Yes.
we understand, just some news coming through right now is that the TMA Central re-collation and redeclaration is going to be done in the next few minutes. And Nelson Roxon Dafiamepo and Ebi Bright have just arrived at the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission where this exercise is taking place. So apart from Obuasi East, we've just seen TMA Central, there's going to be another declaration. So stay with us. This is your Election Command Center. The extensive coverage of this election continues. You had the best of it here on TV3. So we have eyes there right now. And when the declarations about taking place, we'll cross over there for that exclusive content. And we're keeping an eye on that. But this is what happened in Obuasi East. This was about a little over a week ago when that declaration was first made by this same returning officer. Take a look.
Obuasi had 18,558. Ajay Owusu-Efere had 404. I therefore declare Samuel Obuasi as the parliamentary candidate elect for Obuasi East.
So this is the NDC candidate who was first declared, the same returning officer who first declared the NDC candidate
and you see,
I'm coming.
Alfred.
Oh, coming. Who first declared the NDC candidate Samuel Abuaje as the
But it
MP
doesn't
elect.
look like that the same returning officer.
No, it's the same man.
It doesn't.
So it's the same returning
the
officer.
returning
Let's play that today.
Please
What
play it
happened?
again. Yes.
What
It's
happened
not.
just 10 minutes
It's
ago?
not.
The same man,
No, let's
Frederick
look at that.
Mensah.
He's the same man.
Let's look
Please let him
at
play.
that.
Let him play.
No, this
This is the previous one.
This is the previous returning
happened
What
in
is
the
happening
previous.
today?
So
You
you are
understand? So it's clear that this is not the
just
returning
look at-
officer.
Look at the
what
person.
they face, what
Okay,
you
so
relax.
let's look at the person.
Relax.
Right? So now let's look at, come back to me. Let's look at the
current returning
of
officer.
what happened just 10 minutes ago.
And
the
he
reversal.
addressed himself at the returning
see,
officer.
see.
He's not.
He's the same
it.
person.
That's it.
Vincent.
Oh, I say, for that's him. That's him.
Okay, that's fine. But I don't think he's the
Oh,
one.
that's him.
So he started this one by saying that he
it
did
because
the
he-
How come he has
previous one.
slimmed down all of a sudden?
In this place, he's wearing spectacles. And let's flip to 10 minutes ago. What happened?
That's the same man.
Let's.
I'm sure it's the same man.
That's-
it's fine.
Vincent.
now, are you convinced that it's the same person?
Well, I'm not really convinced, but you look as if this
What
one
do
is
you
a
want to
slimmer
see?
man as compared to
This
the
is
other one.
slim.
Yeah.
This one is slimmer than the other one.
Yeah, of course. Can't you see?
No.
It's
know
okay. It's
something?
okay. You just go ahead.
Look, this is the same person. I can lend you my glasses
But you see,
if you want to see it clearly.
I want to let you to speed on
No,
something.
Mr. Safa, sorry.
no, just-
we need some breaking news coming through right now. Let's go to the coalition center right now. There's some news coming through.
You are talking about the property. Did you read his petition? Property that did you read his petition? Why did you make them a West officer declare them a central result? Did you read his petition? You haven't read his petition. The man said he made them a West officer declare it. What is wrong with you people?
Results. He made all those decisions. Now we've come here after you yourself have made a petition. After you yourself have made that petition, which has been widely publicized, you now come here today and want to replay the same scenario where you are taking charge of the process and the arrow is sitting down, so that whatever happens at the end of the day, you start to claim again that the arrow was not the one, which makes it illegal. So let the arrow take charge of that is our point. But let the arrow make his decisions and take charge of the process.
Yeah, but I hear
don't
his
interfere.
argument. His argument is that the arrow will be in charge, but whenever he has to...
No, my brother, please. Right from the beginning, you see him taking charge of the process. Let him stand down. There's not been any problem yet. The arrow has not begun his work. Let him do his work. If there's any consultation we need from you or clarification, then you come in. You don't start to commandeer the process and give instructions like you did before. Because it was based on your instructions that all of this have happened. If anybody is complaining that the one who made the declaration is a TMA, you were the one who made that instruction by your own admission. If you go back and you read his petition, he said, I instructed the officer from Tema West to make the declaration. So how is that used against us when it was on your instructions? So let him not give any instructions today. The law requires that the RO handles the process. Let him do so.
All right. We had an earlier indication that the NDC is not taking part of this process. Has that changed?
No, the NDC is not taking part in this process, but we know from the posture and the total disregard for the workings of the law and whatever it is that these people disregard. And we will not sit by, especially since we have a case to stand on, and allow them to commit an illegality without challenge. So we're here to witness just what illegality they intend, because that is our suspicion and is founded on previous conduct. At least we're here to see what exactly it is. It's better than staying home and allow them have a field day. We will stand our ground today and we'll see. I firmly believe that once we don't leave it up to them, we will have a chance to make sure that the right thing is done.
So that position has changed, monitoring all of the rest of
This is my position. This is the position of myself and council. This is our position. It is not the party's position. I am here representing myself as a contestant in this particular election, TMA Central, and for the people of TMA Central. So, like I said, I mean, it's not necessarily conclusive today. You know, the processes are not conclusive, but we have our case here. We have our pink sheets and everything. So we're here to continue the process and conclude to whatever it is. We need to understand what their position is, because I don't think that it's changed from before. What brought me to the point of being declared as a candidate for TMA Central hasn't changed. The bare facts remain the same. We want to see where they intend to take this.
You're confident that after the re-collation,
well, like I said, the facts won't change. 18 sheets. We conceded on many of them, but they're just 2 that we cannot agree to accept, and those still remain. So let's see whatever it is that didn't conclude last time. As far as I'm concerned, it concluded. Let's see the end of it, and I'm happy that you're here. So let's continue. Thank you very much.
You thought that power was permanent. That was you thought that power was permanent. Exactly. Yes. So all of us. So let's all behave. Let's all behave. Suddenly you are surprised. Suddenly you are surprised. You are passing comments. Power is indeed transient. So tomorrow when you are conducting affairs, you do it properly.
So you should be saying this brother to yourself.
I should be telling you. He said, hey, right now 2 weeks, no. Yeah, that's how power is. That's how power plays.
We are going to do 1309.
Let's move on. I don't believe in these exchanges. What is the guidelines? Let's move on.
We are doing the 3.
We are going to continue from where we ended.
Oh, relax.
We are going to continue from where we ended the other time. We have 3 outstanding police.
No. Hold on, Mr. Broby. Yeah. Let us do these things methodically as directed by the court. We ended the process. There was a declaration. your Metro Director wrote a petition to the head office that the declaration was unlawful, that he directed the TMA West Metro Director to declare under duress. The court has directed that the process be gone into afresh. The court said re-collation. We can't continue. We cannot continue from where we left off. Then go and seek proper understanding. Then you come back. It's a court order. Then go, please, Mr. Ofosuhini. I don't know. Because the process we object. Hold on. We objected to 2 pink sheets. We objected to. And you agreed. And yet, you agreed. And yet you said you won't declare. Now, this process is pursuant to a court order. Can you listen to me? So I am saying that the court didn't say that go and continue from where you left off. It says go and re-collate. We either go by the court order or there will be no business. Good. So, Mr. Brobe, we'll do it afresh, one after the other. You cannot be a law unto yourself, Mr. Ofosuhini.
This is what the commission
I am saying you cannot be a law unto yourself. I am not instructing the commission. The commission is also subject to law. The commission is also subject to law.
So allow us to do our work. If you have any issues, then take it to court.
I am saying doing your work doesn't mean do the work haphazardly. The court didn't say go and continue from where you left off. Please.
We are not doing it afresh.
Please, we'll do it afresh. So what went to court?
If
we are not doing it afresh, then what went to court?
We are not doing anything afresh. We are continuing from where we left off. Because you brought your people to attack us and to end the whole thing, threatening our lives. And you are coming here to say that we are doing what afresh. We are not doing anything afresh. That is
not doing anything afresh. We cannot be part of this process.
Fine.
The court says recollate. If you will not recollate, then we cannot be part of this process.
We have gotten to
because it is a court order. It is a court order. You can't continue because the process that was done was done irregularly according to you. If you cannot do recollection, we will not be part of this process. Yes, the process says do it afresh. If you do it afresh, the court says what happened was an illegality. So do it afresh. So we will not be part of this process. If you want to continue from where you left off, we will not be part of this process. And Mr. Brobe, I'm putting you on notice. The court didn't say that go and start from where you left off. You didn't leave anything off. The court said the process was irregular. So start afresh. Please, you are not the returning officer. Stop interfering in this process. Stop interfering in this process. You are very corrupt man. You be having a conversation with NPP people. Things we don't know. We will not be part of this process. If you won't collect afresh, then we are leaving.
We are leaving because they won't collect.
Yes, the court says collect afresh because what happened was an illegality. Okay. So the man says he wants to continue from where he left off. Why did you leave off? Okay. Why did you petition your head office? Because you said the process was irregular. Now the court says collect afresh. Then you come and tell me that you just want to continue from where you left off. Why did you leave off? Okay. What you did was you petitioned that it was bad. The court says recollect. Then you come back and say you want to continue from the wrong process that you left off.
But we won't. Why are you abandoning the process?
I am not abandoning. Please, please choose your words carefully. Right. You saw that we have come to participate in the process. The EC officer, Mr. Ofosuhini, who is a Metro Director, who has no role in this process. In fact, in this process, it is the returning officer who has the power. Again, he has come to take over the process and commandeering everything. We will not be part of the process.
What would you do if they finish and come out with a final declaration? What action would you take on that?
It means they have decided to do whatever they want, even though the court has given clear directives. The court says recollate. We didn't use that phrase. The court language said recollate. To recollate means retabulate. You want to tabulate from where you left off. What did you leave off? You claim, you petition that the process was bad. So the whole process should be annulled.
What action are you taking on this?
I am leaving the process because now he's deciding the process according to his whims and caprices. He doesn't want to obey the law.
If a candidate emerges out of this, would you accept it as a
Why would this be acceptable to me?
Even if the NDC's candidate.
Why would this be acceptable to me? What is bad? Ex nihilo fix. You can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. You understand?
Well, so that's what you're seeing right now are live videos from the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission. That's where the re-collation and also the declarations or redeclaration is taking place as we speak. Under the heavy security, we understand both police and military deployment there, about 5,000 personnel there guarding the entire process. You recall this was the directive by the courts to the Electoral Commission. The first redeclaration we've seen this morning is the Obuasi East constituency, where the NPP candidate has been declared MP-elect with just 9 votes difference between him and the NDC candidate who was first declared as the MP-elect by the same returning officer. And we have seen also the declaration form that the NPP candidate himself also signed. So that's what's happening in Obuasi East. But what you just saw was the TMA Central constituency. Nelson Dafiamepo is MP for South Dai constituency, but also the legal aid to A.B. Bright, who was declared as MP-elect on the ticket of the NDC for the TMA Central constituency. But this constituency is one of the 6 constituencies that the court has ordered for re-collation. What we're just hearing is that the EC officer there wants to start the process from where they left off.
Perfect.
But not the entire re-collation as was ordered by the courts. And we see Dr. Sebo Kweko there with the team. We're going to hear from him what he's saying to them right now. But Nelson Dafiamepo and A.B. Bright have stormed out of this conference room of the Greater Accra Regional Office of the EC, saying they are not going to be part of the re-collation process because, contrary to the court's directive that there should be total re-collation, the EC officer there wants to start off from where they left off.
The metro.
That's the metro officer
He has no
of the electoral commission. They don't have any role to play.
NPP apology call Ofosohene. And look, in Tema, what you was doing is that anytime you go outside and make a call. Look, you see, this Ofosohene, you see, I don't do this on live TV, but I can assure you, he is so corrupt. He was the one who, after he himself did the declaration, now wrote a petition to the bosses saying that he did it under duress. Guess what? The police were there. Everybody was at the collation center. Nobody. Who put him under duress? Is it the Ghana police that are today protecting him?
We have the video of that declaration of TMA Central.
I mean, it's amazing.
But let's cross over back to the office, the AC office right now. Let's hear from what they're saying. We're engaging the people there. We understand there's actually a conversation now. So Dafiamepo has been met outside by some of the EC officers. We'll see how this matter is resolved. But for the TMA Central constituency, because this gentleman was the one who wrote to the EC that he did the declaration under duress, we're going to play the video of the TMA Central constituency declaration and whether this was done under duress or not. Let's take a look at this.
The results are ready to be declared. And the result is as follows. the NPP candidate in the person of Charles Forces had 18,421 votes. The NDC candidate in the person of Ibi Bright had 18,539. Candidate had 207 votes. Rejected ballot.
Okay, so let's cross over back to the venue right now. Alexander Benyomaking is speaking to the media.
This country is all we have, is prayer. No need to fight. No need to unnecessarily argue. That's what I'm telling them. I'm here to tell my colleagues it's prayer. God answered everything. We are not here to fight. God answered everything. So we don't know how to pray.
But what does that mean to me that
God answered everything. God answered everything is prayer. The talking will not give the solution, is prayer.
Mr. Metro Director, maybe the Metro Director should talk to us because it looks like all of that. Excuse me. You don't want to talk to us. Okay. Let me try. I heard you say that your life was in danger. We're in the media, we said that's why
No. So, John, what we are saying right now, the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission, the conference center, this is where the re-collation and declaration as ordered by the court is taking place as we speak. Now, as we saw earlier, Alexander Benyomaking is there. Nelson Roxon Dafiamekpo is there for his client, that's Ebi Bright, who's MP-elect, as announced earlier, for TMA Central on the ticket of the NDC. We've seen a number of events happening over the last at least 30 minutes. The redeclaration of the Obuasi East constituency now in favor of the NPP with just a 9-vote difference. And then the process to re-collate TMA Central constituency that has not started as yet because of the concerns that Nelson Roxon Dafiamekpo raised. And the Metro EC director for the Metropolis, TMA Metropolis, is the one who you saw Dafiamekpo having that verbal, exchange with, as to why he has instructed that the process should start from where they left off instead of the entire re-collation of the results as was declared by the court or directed by the court yesterday. So that's the point of departure for TMA Central. So as we speak, the TMA Central re-collation has not taken place or has been halted. In fact, it did not even start at all from what we are learning. But for Obuasi East, Patrick Boakye of the NPP, according to the results re-collated today, 18,558. Samuel Abuaji of the NDC, who was earlier declared as the MP-elect, 18,549. And Ejeosu, the independent candidate, 424. So between Patrick Boakye Yadom and Samuel Aboagye, there's a difference of 9 votes after the re-collation. But the earlier results had Patrick Aboagye with the same 18,558, but Patrick Boakye Yadom had the same 18,558, but then Samuel Aboagye had higher votes, which then led to that declaration of him being MP elect. But that has been reversed now with this re-collation, as we have seen right now going on at the Greater Accra Regional Office. From the indication we are getting, the 6 constituencies that were to be re-collated, the agenda is to have it done, all of them done today. That is Ablekuma North, Okaikwe Central, TMA Central, and then there is Obuasi East. And also, that's Dom Kwabenya constituency. It's part of it, is it not? Council?
Yes.
Dom Kwabenya constituency. So those are the ones that we're looking at, and how things are playing out at the EC office. We'll cross over there shortly, but we understand that now the parties have been called into a closed-door conversation. Dr. Srebo Kweko is in charge of training at the Electoral Commission. It's at this venue that we're talking about. So stay with us here on your Election Command Center. We'll give you up-to-the-minute detail. We're live there. And as always, you've been with us every step of the way with this extensive coverage of the elections, and we are not stopping until the last constituency is re-collated. That's the point. Wanted to make a point quickly. And then we'll
yes,
cross over back to
Alfred, I think that we need to be fair here. And I'm saying this because how does a typical declaration at the various constituency collation centers done? How is it done? So I'll use myself as an example. On Sunday morning, after Otafo was done with this coalition, the front bench that does the coalition, or if you like the declaration, is the Electoral Commission and its officers. With all the proper and valid declarations that I have seen, nowhere did I ever see a party functionary standing on the right side or left side of the returning officer. So when there's a declaration that is made, with all the tensions, and you find one political party's party functionary standing very close to the returning officer, it raises question. And how it is buttressed is that when the re-collation was done, you could clearly see that the NPP's results remained static. But the NDC's own was reduced. It means that the kind of conclusion that I will come with is that the NDC and its party functionaries attempted or tried so hard to change the results.
How do you
that is how
that
come
conclusion?
Yes, because that's what I'm saying, that how does a typical declaration is done? How is it done?
No,
that's what I use myself as an example.
The NDC tried
I have
to change
never seen any valid declaration without any intimidation or whatsoever done where you see a party functionary standing right next to the return officer.
If you are talking about the Obuasi East one, then the analogy you are giving doesn't fit at all.
I'm not talking about Obuasi. I'm talking about TMA Central, where Malik Basintele. Hold on. Where Malik Basintele was standing on the right side of the returning officer when he was declaring the results. So,
no, but that has not been even re-collated. So, if you're saying that the only way, because your first analogy was that.
Hold on. I'm just saying that. I'm just putting the issues together.
No.
All that I'm trying to say is that a typical declaration, when it is done, I don't see any party functionary standing next to the Electoral Commission or the returning officer. I don't see that. And I've used myself as an example. When I was being declared as the winner of Otafu constituency, the Electoral Commission had its own front bench where all of them were. And they simply called me, held my hand, and told me that I am the winner. I did not see any NPP party functionary in the midst of the front bench of the Electoral Commission. It raises suspicion. That is number one. Number two, when you look at the Rupal law, how parliamentary elections are supposed to be concluded is that until it is gazetted, it is not conclusive. The Electoral Commission has every responsibility and every right as part of the processes of concluding a parliamentary election after it is done with the collation, with the declaration, and further gazetted, because the Electoral Commissioner cannot find itself at everywhere in the constituencies.
So
when it is gazetted,
Vincent, so that you
hold on.
No,
until it is gazetted.
He's stating the position of the law. So let me just say this: what the Supreme Court said.
Regulation 43.3.
What the Supreme Court said. What the Supreme Court said in 2009.
No, let me finish. You can have
Dr. Kofi Asari. I just want to
finish.
No, so that we don't.
But you have not caught the eye.
We are informing and educating. We are informing.
So let me finish.
I get the point.
Listen to what the court said. The decision in
it is my time.
No, I'm coming.
No, you see.
No,
let me finish.
Sometimes when you allow it, it doesn't allow for misleading or misreading of the law.
Concern that you're making. You make reference to the representation of the people.
Yes, Section 18.
Section 18.
As soon as you are done with the declarations, it will have to be gazetted. When it is not gazetted, it means that the election processes is not concluded. Yes, it is.
But hold on. I am saying that what he is saying had judicial pronouncement. So let me read and clarify.
But let me finish.
This is what the court said. The court says, the decision in ex parte Alhaji Collins Dauda to the effect that in a parliamentary election where the electoral processes have been substantively carried out to the point where a candidate has been declared elected, listen carefully, the election is complete. Now it provides further, it is implied from ex parte Collins Dauda that the subsequent, now listen, the subsequent processes, namely endorsement of the writ, its transmission to the Electoral Commission, as well as the publication in the Gazette and notification to the Clerk of Parliament, are not necessary for the election to be complete.
So hold on.
We are saying the law.
We are saying the same thing.
No, we are not.
No, let me tell you why
we are not.
No, hold on.
You made the point here that until ABCD processes have been done, the law, the election was not.
Until it's gazetted.
And I am saying that the Supreme Court has
Let me tell you why I'm saying the same thing.
And the Supreme Court is saying that all those subsequent processes of getting the rate, the gazette, and others are not necessary for the election to be complete. You see, the reason why you are putting up this argument is that this is the same argument the Electoral Commission is putting up, saying that because there was no rate and no gazetting, they will not accept those elections. Meanwhile, in Techiman South, if you recall, when Haruna Idrisu, When Haruna Idrisu, the then minority leader, led the NDC MPs to the same facility and said, Madam J. Mensah, recollate the result for Techiman South. If you recall, Madam J. Mensah wrote a love letter to Haruna Idrisu. And in paragraph 13 of that love letter, she stated clearly that you can recollate until declaration. However, after declaration, there is no recollation or recount. She never talked about the issue of gazette notification because at that time, Techiman South had not been gazetted. Look, what principle are we advancing? It cannot be correct because it is NPP. It cannot be correct because it is NDC.
No, we are saying the
same principle. So let's apply the same principle. You see, in all of this, have you heard the EC not talk about Damango?
No mention has been made.
Exactly. It's because they have declared it for NPP.
Senior, no, I disagree.
Meanwhile, we do know that
I disagree.
Is it the case that Damango, the place didn't get fired? It was.
Let me tell you why we are saying.
What exactly are you saying?
Yes.
So you see, this is a fixed match.
I see.
Between the government and the Electoral Commission. It's a fixed match.
I see. So
and you can see what is going on.
That's why you're saying the same
See,
thing.
we are
What do
saying
you
the
mean?
same thing because a declaration properly so called is a declaration without any intimidation or any form of duress or whatsoever. I'll repeat. A declaration properly so called is a declaration devoid of intimidation and any form of duress. So if the Supreme Court says that a declaration is enough to conclude a parliamentary election, the declaration that the Supreme Court is talking about is declarations that are devoid of intimidations and duress. If you have a returning officer who tells you that I declared a result because of intimidation and duress, how do you term that as a declaration properly so called?
You see.
How?
No.
So that is why I'm
don't
pointing to
sit
you
here
that.
and mislead people.
Can I finish?
I filed hold on. I filed a judicial review application in the court.
Can I finish?
And
I even have a problem with what
the
you filed,
Electoral
because
Commission made this allegation of duress and all of them. So when I filed the judicial review application, I added a deposition, an affidavit to it. What do you expect if you claim that there was a duress? Is to call the name returning officers to file affidavit in opposition sworn to. Because when you swear to something, it's an oath. You can be challenged. Do you know what happened? Yesterday when we appeared before the court, the Electoral Commission never filed an affidavit in opposition.
Let me talk.
The reason is simple. Because those officers who are alleging that they did those under duress will be subject to cross-examination. And knowing the consequence of cross-examination, that if you lie under cross-examination, it amounts to what? Perjury. You know what they did? Deliberately in court, they never filed. Not even one of the returning officers had the courage to even do an affidavit saying that we were under duress and particularizing the instances.
If I were you, if I was the lawyer representing your party,
so
I would rather go to the very same court and go as party like we did, to set aside.
You don't even know what you are talking about.
Senior, hold on. If I were the lawyer, I would go to the same
recommendation to the NDC.
But he is saying that he went to, as it were, he went to court to ask for judicial review and all that. I am saying that I would not even do that. I will go to the same court. The very court that gave the declaration. The ex parte application that was filed. I'll go to the same court, go ex parte again and set it aside. Because you see, they went to go and, as it were, be part of the ex parte application. Ex parte applications are done on notice. We intentionally went unnoticed. You understand? So if you want to join, you cannot simply just join without any basis or whatsoever. You rather go back to the same court to go and set aside the declaration that has been done.
You don't even know what you are
if I was the lawyer, that would have been what I would have done.
This re-collation, hold on. You see, let me explain something. So you don't hold on. So that you don't confuse the public. Hold on, I beg. So that you see, you were advising me.
I'm not. You see, I said if I
advice and context. You say if I exactly.